All right, everyone, we're live. It's Zain Zinger Part 2. My name is Sam Bando, the host of Bando's Breakdowns, the co-host of ETV Sports, a contributor to Forever Power 5, a co-owner at ETB. How's it going, everyone? It is Sunday morning. It's getting a little colder, a little chillier. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. And to be fair, at least in my world, it's been kind of a shitty weekend. so, I guess let's get into it. But before we get into it, though, let's discuss some particulars. So, first off, I'm live on Kick right now at Zanmando99. Also live on here over on Playback. Playback.tv/ETB Network. Alright, so just to go over what we're going to be doing today, talking college ball, UFC yesterday, NFL survivors, and then we're going to have a surprise guest drop by around 11:20 to talk about a very 11:20 Eastern to talk about a very controversial topic in the sports media sector, which I'm excited to preview more of as we get closer to that. All right, let's get into it though. Let's take care of some particulars before we get started. Let's do that right now. All right, here we go. So, let's do it. So, Zinger Part 2 is powered by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Available right now in 35 states. Well, in just a matter of about a week, it won't be in California at least, but including California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and New York. Novig, you're 10 times more likely to win long term compared to a traditional sports book because you're playing against real users and not the house. Sign up today and use the promo code ETB Network. That is ETB NETWRK for exclusive bonuses. All right, Novig, where friends play smarter. Must be 21 or older to play. Please gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Holy cow. Let's talk about what happened yesterday, whatever the heck that was, in Madison, Wisconsin. Illinois, number 21 in the nation, goes to Madison thinking it's going to be a shoe-in win. Wisconsin's horrible. They've won 3 games all year. Scored the least amount of points in the Big Ten or something ridiculous. Can't put anything together against an Illinois team that looked like it had resurged after back-to-back wins over Rutgers and Maryland. And it looked like Illinois was going to be on its way to a huge win going into the final regular season game against a Northwestern team that had already clinched bowl eligibility earlier in the day. That was an epic win, 38-35 over Minnesota at Wrigley Field. A huge, huge win for the Wildcats to become bowl eligible. That's twice in 3 years for David Braun. That's something that not a lot of people are talking about. I was calling for David Braun's head this past week, or I was one of the few that was like, oh, if they lose this Minnesota game, there's going to be a lot of questions about where David Braun is as a coach. And now I can eat shit because clearly Northwestern showed up when it mattered. They beat a good Minnesota team. And that just goes to show the fall off of PJ Fleck's program this year. You go into a big game against Iowa, you're 6-2, and if you win that game, okay, you're talking about, college football playoff aspirations potentially. You get trounced by Iowa. You barely beat Michigan State, and then you go in and you get killed by Oregon, and you lose a heartbreaker to Northwestern. So it's been a weird season for Minnesota, but for Northwestern, though, a big win at home at Wrigley Field sets up the hat game, trying to win the hat back first time in 2 years. They did so in 2023, which was very disappointing because Illinois had not clinched a bowl game, and because of that loss, Illinois finished 5-7. Of course, last year we know the drill with that. Won 10 games and got to the Citrus Bowl and beat South Carolina. Now, this year Illinois won't win 10 games. They probably won't be ranked in the final AP poll, which is very disappointing. This This clearly knocks them out of the CFP. It's not even close. CFP rankings, that is. Final score was 27-10. Wisconsin, just a terrible, terrible game. I mean, you want to talk about terrible. I mean, it was terrible in all facets. Undisciplined in the fourth quarter. Luke Altmaier looked lost. He got sacked 5 times. He threw an interception. The only touchdown that Illinois had was a Altmaier rushing touchdown. That's how bad the game was. Then he had Darian Dupree score 2 touchdowns for Wisconsin. And you had a very numb Brett Bielema post game. Very numb. I mean, he has to answer so many questions right now. I mean, this defense clearly isn't it. I think it's obvious to me that Aaron Henry either has to get an intervention of some sort from Bielema if Bielema really wants to keep him, or he should just say to hell with it and get rid of him, because it's clear that this defense can't stop anything. And it looked like for 2 games that the defense had woken up. They're like, okay, this is the defense we expected all year. You know, they only gave up 6 and 13 to Rutgers and Maryland respectively, and they gave up 27 to Wisconsin. Wisconsin hadn't scored 20 plus points in a game all year in Big Ten play until it beat Washington. So I don't know. This game was lost from the start. The first drive was terrible. That special teams was awful. There was a Shane punt at one point. Just like total lack of discipline. And then you have a fumble recovery potentially in the third quarter that you can't get. That sets up a short field. You're down 17-10. You could go in and score there and tie it. Just, they could not capitalize on anything to even remotely get back in the game. And, you know, Bielema's blaming the loss on himself, but just what about holistically, the team overall? Like, for them to just go and say, oh, yeah, Wisconsin played better than we did, and, you know, Wisconsin deserved to win. It's like, it's like, not to be that guy, and I'm never this guy, but I have to ask this question. If Wisconsin played better than you guys did you guys sleepwalk in practice all week? Like, what were we thinking here to think that this Wisconsin team was gonna lay down in a game that has so many personal stakes? I mean, you talk about the reception that Brett Bielema got going into the stadium yesterday. I mean, people were jeering him. They were giving him shit, and you know, if you're a Wisconsin fan that feels like Bielema betrayed a fan base, like I would totally understand that. So, you know, I don't know. I just think Illinois played really poorly, and I think 99 out of 100 times Illinois probably wins that game 90 out of 100, just because they're the better team overall. I mean, it's clear if you look on paper, Illinois is the better football team, but when you're not fully locked in, I just feel like sometimes they forget the stakes. Like, you're the number 21 team in the nation. You already have 3 losses. You're not going to make the CFP, but at the very least, show the committee that you can compete. Show the committee that you're at least worthy of being a top 15 team. And now, you're going to be lucky to even be ranked in the final AP poll at the rate that this is going. So, I mean, this is a disaster. I mean, a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of people are disappointed in the way the season is played out due to expectations. I mean, I completely understand that. But in a sense, though, too, besides the Wisconsin loss last night, they've won the games they're supposed to. And they've lost the games that people thought they were going to lose. This Wisconsin game was the first game where people were like, okay, this was a real upset. So, all I can say is they have a lot to clean up this offseason. That's number one. They need to figure out a coordinator change. They need to go out and get a quarterback because Altmaier is going to be gone. They have to replace most of the defense. I mean, you're going to replace Gabe Atkins, which is going to be a massive loss. I mean, I think he's the second all-time leading sack master in Illinois history. So you're obviously going to lose him. And then, you don't know what the running back room is going to clearly look like. You might lose one of those guys, but for sure, Khalil Valentine going into his junior year, assuming he stays here, which I think he will, he's going to have an extended role in the backfield. That's gonna be key. And then quarterback wise, I mean, you could go with Ethan Hampton if you wanted, but I don't think Ethan Hampton, unfortunately, is a long term option where he's had multiple proven years as a starter. I don't see it. So I think Illinois is gonna have to go big. They're gonna have to go get a quarterback that they can trust. Whether that's Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, I don't know if he'd want to leave LSU, but that would be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Arch Manning is leaving Texas, so I don't think Illinois. I don't think Illinois will want to pull out the wallet for that. But I could be. That would be. Oh my God, that would be if Arch Manning somehow transferred to Illinois. I think campus would burn down before Arch Manning transferred to Illinois. So I'm not trying to speak that into existence or anything, but that's like an outlier, crazy outlier, obviously. And then, I've seen all this banter. It's time to move on from It's time to move on from everyone, and it's like, guys, do you realize? Do you realize what Brett Bielema has inherited? I mean, he literally inherited a team that was lucky to win 4 games a season every year, if that, for a long ass time. So it's clear he's moving in the right direction, but as my fellow friends from 247 Sports and Illini Inquirer said very, very well last night on their post-game show, there's just these games where you think, okay, Illinois can snatch this. They can prove to the national media that they deserve to stay there long term, and they can never do it. So, all I can say is, you got to beat Northwestern. No questions asked. Whether it's 3-0, 13-10, 24-20, 27-17, you gotta keep the hat. It's plain and simple. You gotta keep the hat. Northwestern has newfound momentum after this Minnesota win. Illinois is down and wounded a little bit. They have to go out and they have to play like they can defend their home field advantage and keep the hat, which I think they will. Illinois is a dominant home team. It's lost 2 home games in 2 years. I don't see how Illinois loses at home, especially knowing how much pressure is on them to get to 8 wins. It will be the second time in 8 years, or no, in 100 years, that Illinois has won 8 games in back-to-back seasons. Since 1904? So they better win the Northwestern game is what I'm getting at. So very important they win that game. I'm very disappointed. I'm going to be disappointed about this game for a couple days, and I'm usually not someone who's disappointed in seeing my teams lose, or it makes me upset for a few days, but it's going to take me till about Wednesday to get over this, because god damn it, they were the number 21 team in the country. All they had to do was beat a 3-win team. They won 3 games. They won 3 games, and they lost. So, I don't know. This one was right there in the you-know-what, if you will. Right there in the ass, if you will, last night. And it certainly didn't feel good. It certainly didn't feel good. All right, let's talk about UFC Qatar. Shout out to Arman Tarzukian. We hit on Novik yesterday. Arman Tarzukian for the win at minus 580. Destroyed Dan Hooker like I thought he would. Made it look so freaking easy. Second round arm triangle choke. Arman Tarzukian called out Ilia Topuria for the UFC Lightweight Championship next year, which is the only fight, in my opinion, outside of Ilia versus Islam that can be made, and I think it's the fight that makes the most sense. Arman clearly showed that when 100% healthy, he's very good, and I think he would give Ilia some problems, so I hope that fight happens. Ian Machado, Gary, wants to fight Islam Makhachev. Who can blame him for that? I mean, he looked decent against Bilal. The fight was boring, but Ian did what he needed to do, and I thought he looked good. Um, but yeah, overall a decent card. I went 7-7 on the card. I think Jack did a little bit better than me. I think he went 9-5 or something. I think is what it was. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, a decent show. Last show in November for the UFC. It was a solid month in November in terms of just the quality of the fights and whatnot. Um, I was impressed with it overall, and I'm hoping the last two events in December are very good as well. So, decent card from Qatar. Maybe they'll be there more often. Who knows? But overall, I thought it was decent. All right, let's run through survivors in the last couple minutes before Nick Morganson hopefully joins us. All right, let's go over these survivors. So we lost on Thursday Night Football. That was the Bills and the Texans. But I will tell you who I have today straight up. Or no, yeah. So we have the Bears today against Pittsburgh, the Patriots, the Lions over the Giants, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Colts, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Eagles, the Saints, the Rams, and San Francisco to round out week number 12. All right. So that was a quick run through of those. And I guess we could talk about some upcoming playback programming now that we have a few minutes to do that. All right, so after me and after hopefully Nick comes on as well, we will be doing Gridiron Gurus. Gridiron Gurus will be with Nick Morganson and Michael Rapolo. Ben Cruz will be joining the crew a little bit later on once he gets off work. Because he is working today. And then it goes into a full day of NFL Red Zone. If I have time, it depends on how much work I have, because I have a bunch of work I have to do today. Depending on what time it is, I may be able to join, but there's no guarantees. It's busy crossover season with college football and college basketball, so on the writing front, I've been pretty busy, as well as anything UFC related that needs to be done as well today. But nonetheless, though, packed day of programming. We have some NBA streams coming up later this week. I think that's going to be the only pieces of content, though, given that it is Thanksgiving week and there is no UFC event. There is no UFC event this coming Saturday, which probably means that we're taking a week off of the MMA Outsiders to rejuvenate ourselves before coming back for the final two events of the year on the 6th and the 13th, before obviously getting into awards with Jack Gold. So there's that. There is going to be no Bandos breakdowns this week. So episode 69 will air. Let's see. Episode 69. Let's just double check this. Hang on. I gotta figure out the event schedule here with a few minutes left. Okay, so Bandos breakdowns, obviously this past week was a huge episode. Yeah, episode 69 will air in December. So the first week in December, Bandos breakdowns will be back on the air for a couple weeks, and then we'll take a break for Christmas. But you'll still get Bandos Blitz, and you will still get this and Forever Power 5 this week as well. We are also doing Football Forecast, and that'll be airing on that'll be airing on I think it'll be Wednesday to preview the Thanksgiving games as well. But Nick is here. Nick, how are you this morning?
Tired, but I'm good. I'm ready.
Why are you tired?
Just a lot of the new stuff we're working on for the new year.
Yeah, we not to pull you guys too far behind the scenes, but wouldn't you say the last 2 weeks, Nick, you and I specifically have been very exhausted?
Yeah, it's been quite a whirlwind, but by the time we get to next year, you're going to see a lot of new things, including a late night show.
Yeah, and hopefully some some new changes that makes this place a little bit more interactive. But let's talk about I guess the elephant in the room and a name that I didn't think I'd be talking about with you just a couple of days ago. But let's talk about the latest controversy that's currently going on. Just sort of I guess an update to the story that you and I were talking about on our show a couple of days ago. You want to talk a little bit more about the Portnoy situation?
Well, so the situation you're referring to is Barstool and Pat
That's
Pat
correct.
Beverly,
That's
who
correct. Yes.
former NBA player, running around the media a little too much. And now there's a situation, and I'm trying to just get myself completely caught up because there's been some
Oh, there's
wherewithal update to it.
there's been some new news. Okay, I've not been paying attention.
But there was a police report that dropped that he was trying to protect his sister, and he might have strangled the guy that she was seeing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's never a good look.
so he was up for third degree felony assault and was released on $40,000 bail. Um, let's see. So he was arrested after he found his teenage sister alone with an 18-year-old man. Now, what is teenager? We don't know
Well, yeah. I mean, you would think people would know by now, but we don't know.
because teenager could be 13.
Could they be? I've always known teenagers to be like I don't know 14 or 15. But doesn't it vary in every state though?
I mean, I've always heard of teenagers from 13 on. So, like that, or the preteen, I guess, at
Yeah,
13.
preteen.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. So it says here that Beverly grabbed his sister by the neck with both hands and picked her up off the ground. He allegedly choked her for as long as 30 seconds, slammed her against the wall, and punched her in the eye.
Wait. Are you saying she did this? He
No,
did this to his sister?
that's what the report is saying.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I thought you were gonna say that he did it to the guy who she was seeing, but not her herself.
So Beverly's attorney denied the accusations. The statement released on his behalf, saying he's not a violent man. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Um, but this is a big deal because he works at a media company. He works at Barstool, and we all know the Barstool reputation. Which,
Well, which Dave kind of dropped the hammer. He's like, if more comes out that makes him look bad, he's not gonna be there anymore.
but you and I both know this well. It takes a ridiculously illegal thing to get you fired from Barstool.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's like they don't fire like ESPN or CBS or Fox would fire over certain things.
Okay.
Barstool, you have to literally do something illegal to get fired, which this would fall in that case. Um, if I had to put a guess on it, I don't think he'll be there. I think there's going to be more information that comes out,
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think he'll be there.
and he just a I don't know how to describe his personality. Like he goes against the grain type of person
Yeah.
where he's always looking to fight with people. He was an instigator as an NBA player.
Yeah, he was
Wasn't he on the Bulls at one point?
for a brief time. Yeah.
But he's always looking to agitate people, and then he ends up on the wrong side of every fight,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. He was at ESPN for a while. He got thrown out of there because he didn't know how to act. I'm trying to think if he was at any other networks. No, and now he's just at Barstool because that's the only place he can be this type of person. But he might blow that up too.
Yeah.
So my guess is like he's going to be out of there, and he's a big personality. Don't get me wrong; like he draws a lot of eyeballs and views. But does eyeballs and views necessarily mean that it's causing harm? No.
No, no. But speaking of controversy, because I have to ask you this because it was breaking yesterday and we didn't have a chance to talk about it. What do we think of the potentially leaked conversation between Jordan Hudson and her family members? And of course, it has to come on the heels of Duke beating North Carolina in the funniest way possible.
Jordan Hudson. I mean, do you want to tell everybody for a brief second because we haven't talked about it in a while?
Oh sure. So we had our own Jordan Hudson experience, which I don't even think this is public yet.
No, we
That
told
I'm
it was a while ago.
right. I don't know if I was part of it when you who discussed it though, but yeah, we tried to. I essentially what happened was is I clipped something about her a couple months ago on one of my shows, and she messaged the network. Well, no. What happened was I tagged her, and then we got a reply back, and basically I had requested to do an interview with her, and she's like, no, karma will come back to you or something like that.
She said that to everybody, by the way. Every time they've requested, like, "Hey, if you have such a big mouth, why don't you come on and talk?"
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm good. Are you?
I don't know. It's
I'm
very
try-
very bizarre though. I'll tell you that.
oh, I found it. So it was from the network because that's where she DM'd back. I had done an Instagram story off one of your clips because I do that from time to time, and I had wrote Bando's breakdown host Zan Bando talks about how Pablo Torre has done amazing reporting on Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson with her being tagged. And she wrote, only issue is that Pablo has not done an amazing job because more than 50% of his reporting is wrong. LOL. So, and then that's when I,
And then I and
no,
then we
I
nicely
responded.
well I'm saying on behalf of us we nicely requested, hey, if you think that it's wrong, come and share your side of the story.
Right. So they said, well, if you would like your side of the story to be heard, would you be willing to do an interview with him and clear it up? And that's when the response comes out that says, I'm all set, but thank you. Karma will do what karma does. Her big word is karma. I don't know why.
I don't know. She might listen to too much Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, I had to say
Oh, wow.
it.
I mean, I think she is an obsessive Taylor Swift fan, I think. But did you see the adult cheerleading competition that Bill showed up to, by the way?
That is unbelievable.
I mean, is he that desperate? Is he that desperate? Like, come on, man. Like, you don't need that.
Oh, also, Nick, in case it makes you any happier, because Duke beat UNC yesterday, North Carolina can no longer go to a bowl game.
Are we really that shocked by that?
But it just makes the story that much funnier.
I mean, that whole situation is a nightmare. Like, if I'm UNC, I'd say, Bill, there's the door. We don't need you anymore.
I don't know. It'll be an interesting next couple weeks, that's for sure.
Well, how are you feeling about Illinois?
I feel very sick this morning. I it's from an emotional standpoint. I'll say that.
That's brutal, losing to Wisconsin.
Yeah, and getting field stormed. Did you see
I
that?
did. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
But remember, I said to you, like if they lost this game, I think I said it on our show. Like, well, will there be like turmoil that happens in Illinois?
People are calling for Brett's head all over social media.
Oh, please break.
People are furious. But the people who are more upset though is a lot of people believe that Illinois' defensive coordinator needs to get fired because this is now the fourth game that he's lost like by himself, basically.
I don't know. I mean, I think their team is good. Maybe they're just having a bad year.
I don't know. At least maybe they could salvage it if they beat Northwestern. But the sad part is if Northwestern wins, they'll finish ahead of Illinois in the standings, which is so weird.
But where does 4 losses put them at a bowl game? It can't be great, right?
It would be a decent bowl game. They'd get Nashville, which is probably the best one they could get. Nashville, Vegas, Arizona, or New York, probably. New York would be the worst one.
I don't think you would travel to Arizona or New York just to go to a bowl game. I don't.
I don't think so either. Well, Arizona is nice though. I do like staying there for vacation, but going
But
there for
that's a long travel though.
Yeah, going there for a bowl game is a different conversation, but
If you were
we'll
going for the
see.
playoff, if you're going for the playoff, maybe that's a different story, but not a
No,
bowl game.
no. I think as I told you yesterday off air, I think if it's driving distance, I'll probably make it. So, um, but hey, as long as they beat Northwestern, then they can do something. By the way, you're not going to believe this. Do you want to know the last time Illinois won 8 games in back-to-back seasons? You have to go all the way back to 1904.
It's been that long?
Yeah, they're not very good at football. So this Northwestern game is very important because
But
because if they lose, the curse, quote unquote, continues.
by the way, did you see the Andrew Luck thing on the sidelines? By the way,
I did. That
that
was
was sick.
hilarious. That was awesome.
I found it funny that the ESPN reporters like trying to follow him down the sideline as he's trying to watch the play.
Yeah, that was funny.
I don't think he really wanted to be interviewed.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, he wasn't mean about it by any means, but
No. And then one more question before I let you get on out of here, because I'm curious. What do you think of Ryan Day immediately shifting his focus to the Michigan game and realizing that he's under a huge microscope because he's lost the last 4?
I mean, but look at the end picture though. He's won the national championship though, so who cares if he loses to Michigan, right?
Well, Ohio State fans may beg to differ, but I agree. I agree with you though.
Because look at the end game, and this is in any sport, but where you have big rivalries. Like, do you really care about rivalries, or do you care about the end of the day winning the national championship, or winning the World Series, or winning the NBA Finals? Like, it's all about winning the end game title.
No, I agree. Except this year, though, there's higher stakes to where if they lose, they can't go to the conference title game, and if they also lose, they may not get a first round bye for the first round of the playoff.
First of all, I think this Ohio State team is way better than it was in the past when they played these teams.
I think so too.
So I don't know if they'll lose the game.
Some may argue this year's team is better than last year's national championship team.
Do they have an early line for that game yet, or no?
You can look, but I haven't seen anything.
I'm checking really quick to see if they have it. It's going to be early because the game's just concluded. When is that game?
It's a week from next
Oh,
Saturday.
they do have a line early.
Oh, what is it?
It's Ohio minus 10.5.
That's a big spread. I don't know if I love that. Because Nick, I don't know if you know this, their top 2 receiving targets
Are
Ohio
out.
State's both have knee injuries right now.
I don't think they're going to play.
I don't think so either, which means I think Michigan has a chance to win if they don't
Or at least cover.
Yeah, or at least cover the spread. You want to know what this tells me? I'm just going to say this now. If Ohio State loses to Michigan and Michigan plays Indiana, Indiana's smoking them.
I see the over more than the spread on this one.
What the heck is this comment in our
Yeah, it's Cam from Twitch. Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Right,
the over 44.5, I see more target than I do the 10.5.
Okay. And how nervous do you feel about your lock today? Do you regret your lock or are you excited about it?
What was my lock again? I don't even remember.
You locked an under in the Jets-Ravens game.
Oh, I'm not nervous about it at all. I think the Ravens are going to score like 30-plus points, and the Jets are barely going to score. So
should I be nervous about my lock, or do you think the Eagles cover that?
I'm pulling up the thing really quick, and then we can get out of here. Let's see. The Eagles number was what? It was Eagles minus 2.5. I could see them winning that. I really do.
Nick, do you think Syracuse losing to Notre Dame is a fireable offense for Fran Brown, considering the score was 70-7?
I was just about to say, because I saw someone quote tweet the clip of them doing the suicide sprints from that other game, which didn't they win that game when they did that also?
They did. They barely beat UConn.
He's going to run them all over the building.
I think so too.
But the spread was what? It was close to 40?
Spread was Notre Dame minus 38.5 or something ridiculous.
Right, so it was close to 40.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to get blown out, but I don't think anyone was supposed to see them get blown out by 63.
No.
And I think they were shut out until the end.
They were, yep.
Syracuse is not a good football team,
No, they're not.
and Notre
But
Dame.
now, of course, all the Notre Dame lovers are gonna be like, "Yeah, we're going to the college football playoff," and it's like, "Who have you guys beat?"
Watch, they're gonna go from like 9 to 5, just because the committee's gonna say, "Oh, they won a game."
For no reason.
In case,
Jeez.
in case, in this audience, these people don't know, like I just hate the committee,
Yeah, he really does. He
but
really
I don't
hates.
think I'm in the minority on that one though.
What?
I don't think I'm in the minority on that one though.
I don't think so either.
Just play division, like, and also I think the Michael theory applies to the Michigan Ohio State game. Also,
Okay.
being Big Ten, like just big rivalry.
Yeah.
I think a lot of points are going to be scored in that. Also,
You think it's gonna get uppercase loose?
I think I don't know about uppercase loose, but it'll definitely get loose. I think if I were you now or anybody else now, like on our Novik stuff, like I would go lock the over 44.5.
Okay. In the Ohio State Michigan game?
Yeah,
Do you
I think
think
it's worth
given
it.
do you think given that Illinois scored only 10 points last week that the under might be a valuable play in the Northwestern game?
What's the over under?
I think it's going to be like 42 probably cuz neither team scores that much.
They don't even have that game listed yet as an early look.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh wait, who are they playing again? You said
Northwestern?
looking to see if they put any of those games in.
I don't know if they did.
No, they didn't. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
What do
I,
you?
I was going to say I think that's going to be a low number because Northwestern doesn't score all that much.
They haven't scored much. Period.
No, they haven't. Except yesterday they scored 38 though.
By the way, in case anyone was curious, for the first time this year, Deshaun Watson is making his first road trip for the regular season. Not if that means
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, well, that kind of goes on par with Deshaun Watson's former college team because Clemson's not very good right now.
No, no, no. And then also, it looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be out.
Oh, and I have to ask you one more question before we get out of here because I can't go without asking you this. Do you have any opinions of Penn State interim coach Terry Smith wearing the 409 pin on his jacket?
What do you mean pin? You mean it was just like up here?
Yeah, it was a pin.
Is that significant to something? I don't even know.
Well, no, I can explain it to you. So, Joe Paterno is the all-time winningest coach with 409 wins, and he wore it on the sideline yesterday, and it went totally viral for the wrong reasons.
Because I was looking up area code, and I'm like, that's Texas for 409.
Yeah, this 409 wins, not an area code.
So I was gonna say that would be awkward if you had a Texas area code on as your pin when you're in Penn State.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Matt Fitzgerald, your guy might end up in Penn State.
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Did you say that would be a decent fit, or you said it wouldn't?
No, I think it could probably work. I think it could.
You said he has to remain in the Big Ten, right?
Yeah, I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. And obviously, we saw James Franklin getting interviewed in the ESPN booth for the first time.
Yeah, for Virginia Tech. I'm excited to see how he fixes that program. I'd like to see them do well.
And you saw this odd trend that was going around. I know we got to get out of here, but this odd trend that new coaches are getting like roster bonus money.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Is that for players or is that for the coaches?
It benefits both parties, from how I understand it.
Because roster bonus sounds like NIL money, I'm assuming, right? Like they're just going to find more of it.
Yes, correct.
Where are they getting this money, though?
Because all these donors are now willing to step up, and they now all have collectives and all this other stuff.
The James Franklin deal, though, if you saw the details of it, I think he's getting like $49 million or something like that.
Yeah, he's getting paid.
But it's weird. It starts at $5 million, and then the last 3 years jump up to 12 or 13.
Right.
And I wonder if that has to do with the $9 million buyout he's still getting from Penn State.
I'm not sure.
But there's some odd. So, he'll receive $9.5 million for 10 assistant coaches, plus 6 million for support staff and 3 million for recruiting.
Jeez, that is crazy.
And incentives include $800,000 for finishing number one in the ACC viewership.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so now we're tying this to ACC TV numbers?
Yeah, which is weird.
Since when has that ever been a thing?
I have no clue.
But and the last thing, who's the other coach that has been going around in the rumors?
Well, Jay Norvell, he's been visiting everywhere.
No, Ole Miss.
Oh, Lane Kiffin.
I don't know why that name went out of my head. But Lane apparently signed a $90 million deal. It's being reported with LSU.
Wait, it's like official, or
The
is it
rumors have been going around the last day or so.
Oh, so it's still. Oh, it's still. Remember, I thought you were like breaking news to me that he was hired.
No, but like the on threes and some of them were reporting some of this, like that it's almost a done deal.
Okay, last question about Lane, and then we'll get out of here. Do you think they'll actually wait until after the Egg Bowl, or do you think they'll have a decision made before the Egg Bowl on Black Friday?
I think they'll wait, but it's going to be done.
Interesting. That'll be a very highly viewed press conference. That'll be something fun to cover. But yeah, that's going to do it for Zain Zinger Part 2. Nick, thank you so much for coming on. I know you have to stick around for Gridiron Gurus for a little bit. I may end up seeing you later. I gave everybody all the programming notes. It's going to be a lighter week on playback. If there's anything you want to add programming wise, I'll let you have the floor, and then we can skedaddle out of here.
So for the most part, all the YouTube stuff will be off for the week for Thanksgiving, except for all the football stuff. So FP5 and football forecast. And just for programming notes, football forecast will be taped on Tuesday, which means it'll come out Wednesday.
Yep.
Which never happens, except for the holidays.
Right. And just so you guys remember, now audio comes out at midnight Eastern. We're trying something a little different. So
in case people are wondering, midnight, the reason we're doing midnight is because supposedly when all the podcast platforms flip over at midnight, it puts you at the top when you put things out at midnight. Pardon My Take does that. Every time they put their episode out, they put it out at midnight, the audio only.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, that's pretty much on the programming. We're going to try and do some playback stuff. I mean, like you said, Outsiders, there's no UFC event next week.
So Outsiders is off this week because of that, because there's no card.
There's not even a fight, I don't think either, right?
Nope, there's not. There's no major MMA on Thanksgiving weekend for the first time in a very long time.
Is that purposeful, you think, or no?
No, it's because the PFL changed its schedule, so now their world tournament ends earlier now. And the UFC has never done a post-Thanksgiving event, at least in the ESPN era. So it's kind of common. But maybe with Paramount, maybe we will get Thanksgiving weekend UFC. I don't know.
By the way, I'm hoping with the Paramount stuff that hopefully they'll get some of the stuff on here soon.
I know, so I can start watching it on here.
So I hope they do that, but we'll see what happens.
But yeah, that's the programming note from us. Thanks again for tuning in to the precursor to Gridiron Gurus, and stand by in about 15 minutes, and we'll catch you guys soon. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. We'll see you around.